Cheeto thing that he said about Baltimore. Now, if you saw the rant that I did this morning, Jason, my good friend Jason, shout out to Jason. If you're watching, we'd love for you to come in. But I do have someone who's going to come on and talk a little bit about this. The comments that he made about Baltimore and Representative Elijah Cummings. And this is what he said for those who pretty much haven't seen this. He says, why is so much money spent to the Elijah Cummings district when it is considered, I'm sorry, the worst run and most dangerous anywhere in the United States? No human being would want to live there. Where's all this money going? How much is stolen? Investigate this corrupt mess immediately. So I'm going to bring in my good friend, actually my best friend, because there was a little back and forth when I put on my page that with her and Jason, and then some more people try to, trickle in, and that's the thing, people. If I'm asking you to join in, but I go live. If I ask you to participate. This is your opportunity to voice your opinion. So I'm gonna bring on my good friend Nikki. Hey,
Hey,
Nikki.
hey, best friend.
What's up, best friend? How you doing?
Good.
Okay, so I like I said, people let's talk about this, because Nikki, you and Jason was going back and forth. I said, wait, let's go live.
Right.
Let's put this out on Front Street. Let everybody let's everybody see what's going on. And I see a lot of people leaving because they don't want to hear the truth. I feel as though, and I'm gonna just say this. I feel as though that no, I can't stand Orange Cheeto. But I think some of the things he said was right.
Let me just say that I live in Baltimore City. Where I live is not a bad part of Baltimore City. I'm considered actually right now being on the county line, so that I'm like 7 minutes away from the city. But my thing is this: if you do not live in Baltimore, if you do not currently live, you can be. I know Jason said that he went to Poly. He's a proud Poly um, you know, I'm down for it. I went to Western. We were right next door. So whereas though I can agree that, you can be proud to be from your city and you can rep your city to the fullest, if you don't live here and you don't understand, it's nothing really for you to really have to say.
I
That's my
agree.
opinion. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And I understand that there may be somebody else that's not going to agree. My thing is this: Baltimore is dangerous. Baltimore City right now is dangerous. Unless you look at the news for Baltimore City, there was a young lady who had her 5-month-old child and was beaten by some young people. Just going, I don't even know where she was. She was on the street.
Mm-hmm.
She was minding her business, and she has her baby, and she was beaten.
Mm-hmm.
They had footage on the news of somebody who was attacked by these kids on these little scooters. So with that, Baltimore is dangerous. Elijah Cummings district is one of the most dangerous. Now, as far as the rodents, I can't even co-sign for that, because there are bigger rats in a whole bunch of these other cities. Chicago, New York. I've been to New York. I've seen rodents the size of chihuahuas. I don't care. But I don't live there. I live in Baltimore. Baltimore has a rodent infestation problem. Anytime that we have it to the point where there was a viral video of a rodent crawling across pastries in Lexington Market, you don't think that's a problem?
Yeah.
And that's within Elijah Cummings' district. So I don't like Donald Trump. I have been waiting for the day that he is going to no longer be in office. We had to sit here and wait for it. So I've been patiently waiting for it. However, this particular statement that he made, as far as Elijah Cummings' district being the most dangerous, and if you want to be technical, it is possibly one of the worst run. Look at how many corrupt politicians that we have to deal with. I can't deal with any other city. I can't deal with any other person. I can't deal with any other politician other than the ones that I look at within my city. Look at how many mayors we've had that have been corrupt. And I'm sure every person in every city can say something like that, but I got to talk about Baltimore.
So speaking of which, as far as Baltimore being dangerous, just a couple of days ago, I think it was a day ago, uh, Baltimore Police Department employee was attacked by three. I want to say three, and I have that footage right here. If I could get to it. So the footage is here. If y'all did not see that, um, so talk about that for a minute. We, like I said, it's all too common. We see it. We look at it every day. We
We
hear about
live
it. It's
it.
almost say
We
again.
we live it. This is what we
Yeah,
live.
and so I still go with the I still go with the fact that what he said was kind of true. Taking jabs at um Elijah Cummings, because I think Elijah Cummings had something to do with the whole impeachment proceedings, along with Pelosi, if I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go at somebody. You see what I'm saying? Uh that's typical orange Cheeto style, so to speak. Um so I just think that, what he's doing and what he's saying, some of the things little far fetched, some of the things that he said is true. Every day when I wake up, and I had the I have I'm born and raised in Baltimore.
Me too.
Lived there all 46 years. I never, and I tell people, I never had the luxury of moving out of state, living out of state. Uh, that's just me. You see what I'm saying? Um, so some of the things that he's talking about is true. Now, and people are commenting now. They said, Baltimore, okay, every city has that crime. Yes, every city has that crime, but he pointed out Baltimore.
I can
That's the
only
thing.
speak on where I live.
Yeah, and
Right now,
I tell
right
that
now
to
it
people.
is go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I tell that to people too. I can only speak on my city, and the city that he described is Baltimore. The city that he talked about is Baltimore. Elijah Cummings. Um, uh, that's I'm why
My thing
Baltimore?
is that right now in Baltimore City, it is a 50-50 chance. 50-50 on whether when you see somebody and you tell them, okay, I see you later, if you're actually going to see them later. Right now, every morning we wake up to hear about not one person being shot, not two people being shot. The other day I woke up and there had been 7 people shot
Yeah,
in
triple
one night.
triple shootings.
exactly my point. And the thing is that something that Jason said was that that the crime is that crime is relative, agreed, and that the things are not random. You have people being shot on the bus stop.
Yeah.
And let's just be clear. It used to be where you could honestly say that with, oh, he said lies? Did I misquote you? I apologize. Did I misquote something?
Before you go on, Nikki, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just hope that Jason, you got the link. Come on in, man. It's
You
only fair.
more than welcome, but I don't want to misquote you, so please
Yeah.
forgive me in advance if I did so. But my thing is this, is that it is a 50-50 shot. Young man that just got shot the other day, who just got killed, was a barber.
Yeah.
And an active community activist. We shooting the wrong people. It
True.
used to be back in the day where you could say honestly, okay, you know what? Little man got shot. You knew what he was doing. He was out there. You live by the game, you die by the game. You getting people that's getting shot just because they sitting outside. You getting people who are getting shot within their homes. You're getting people who are being mugged and robbed and beaten up for being outside.
Now
So
he could have.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say he could have said any other state, but he could have said any other city,
Mm-hmm.
but he said Baltimore. And contrary to popular belief, and I guess people don't want to hear the truth. That's pretty much what's going on now. You see what I'm saying? I can't I can't stand him. I can't. Why he said that about Baltimore, I don't know. I'm just
He said
saying
that
that
Elijah
maybe.
Cummings was being a bully and he was attacking the representatives that were there on border control. And he was saying that how could you do that when this is one of, when your city is so dangerous? So whereas though I don't agree with him attacking Elijah Cummings, especially if he was, and I can't really come to his defense because I don't know the context of their conversation. However, I can say that in true Donald Trump fashion, if anyone who just does not automatically agree is going to get, attacked in some sort of way. But he attacked not only him as a congressman, but he attacked his city.
All right, so Jason just came on. I'm gonna bring on Jason. Hey, Jason, what's good, man?
What's up, brother?
All right, um, so the post went out. We see the tweets that Orange Cheeto said what he said. Yeah, that's his name. Orange Cheeto said what he said about Baltimore. I think we have a difference of opinion here. So, Nikki, you shared your insight. So, Jason, you share yours.
Well, I was following a little bit in the little text comments. The first thing was you said something about if you don't live here, you can't say anything. However, Trump has never lived here, and he said something. And then this sparked this whole debate. So that kind of makes it a moot point. Being born and raised in Baltimore and then living other places, I have a different perspective than folks who have only lived in Baltimore. So when you look at the stats, the crime stats, they always talk about Chicago for the last couple of years, and that's not number one. But yet there are more killings in Chicago than Baltimore. But staying on topic, that this is a crime-infested city, that Baltimore's a crime-infested city and everything else, same thing with Vegas, same thing with New York, same thing with Houston, Chicago, Miami, all that other stuff. The question is it truly that dangerous? Now, if you look at the crime stats per capita, It's not as dangerous. Yes, it was named the most dangerous city, but this stuff is it's not random. Those shootings are deliberate. There may be a few people out there that get caught up in crossfire, but out of the 600,000 residents in Baltimore, they don't come home every day thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. You think over 500,000 people really think that every day going into Baltimore City?
Here's my I hate to keep going back and forth for what he said and things of that nature. And I hear what you're saying, Jason, but Baltimore.
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. My thing is this, is that I have had the pleasure of living in other cities. I have had the pleasure of residing in different places and then coming back to Baltimore. So whereas though I
That's not
am a
what you said in the earlier. That's not what you said
no,
earlier,
I
though.
said that I was born and raised here. Ernest was the one that said that he had not lived in different places, that he had not had the pleasure of living in other cities. I actually have. I actually have been able to live in Utah. I have had the pleasure of living in Vegas. I have had the pleasure of living in Pennsylvania. I have had the pleasure of living in Minnesota. So with that, I've had the opportunity to move about and to see different spectrums and see different things. However, that does not negate that there is crime everywhere. So in that sense, I will 110% agree with you. There is no city in the United States that can say that they have absolutely no crime 100%. I am with you there, brother. However, in you saying that in the 600,000 residents in Baltimore City that cannot say that, oh, I'm scared to go. Yes, you can. Yes, there are.
I can name a handful right now off the top of my head that don't feel that way.
Okay. I
that
can
live in
name a
Baltimore
handful
City.
off the top of my head that do. So
Exactly,
I'm not
but it's a small.
negating
You're talking about
anything
a
that you're
small
saying.
sample, a small population. It's like the people that will argue with me about crime and black people being shot, yet the number of white people being shot. It's what you see and what's perpetuated is what I'm told. Are those things kind of? Could be, maybe, if you compare the numbers. Here's a better example: welfare. Welfare is supposedly a black problem, a black issue.
No,
The
it's
president
not.
I know, the president even said, didn't even know that there are white people on welfare.
Mhm.
However, when you look at the populations within the country, there's 50% of the black population on welfare as compared to the percentage of whites in the country, and therefore it is a disparity. And that's what we're looking. I don't think we're not always comparing apples to apples. It's apples to oranges in many cases. They give you that skewed perception.
I'm sorry, but see, when I live in Baltimore City and being a resident of Baltimore City and knowing that there's a possibility that when I put my children on the bus that they might not come home safely. When I have to leave and go into the city, knowing that there's a possibility that if I'm in a certain area past a certain time, that there may be, I don't want to call them the wrong element, but there may be a possibility that I may not be safe. So whereas though I agree with you, sir, there is a portion of what you're saying that I have to 110% disagree with, mainly because you don't currently live here.
But you said you lived away and come back.
I
So
did.
you're relating your experience to other places. Same thing. The same kind of violence happens in, like you said, Las Vegas. You've lived there. In New
Mhm.
York, Pennsylvania, same kind of violence.
Mhm.
New York, Chicago, same kind of violence. Miami, even little towns like Steubenville, Ohio, Pittsburgh. It's the same thing. So you say go into Baltimore City. So you mean come from the county to the city?
Mhm.
So you live in Baltimore County now?
I live on the line.
Within the city limits? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you still live within the city limits, but you were talking
Yes.
about coming in. That's what confused me. Okay. So you basically said earlier and just now that because I'm no longer a resident of Baltimore City, that I can't speak on it. Right?
Again, I said that was my opinion.
I know, but that's what you said, right?
Yes, I did.
So why give Trump any credence or credit to his comments when he's never lived here?
Because it's a direct attack. It is a direct attack.
But his words
Elijah
should
Cummings.
not matter.
It's not
Like
on.
you
It's
said,
not on.
his words
So where
should not
so
matter.
it's on Elijah Cummings. What I said was, what he said was true. What he said was true. I agree with what he said, not in the context of which he said it, or in the context of which the argument was initially brought up, because he's directly attacking Elijah Cummings because he said that he was being a bully, because he was automatically agreeing, or berating the representatives from border control. That was the primary reason for this attack on Elijah Cummings. It had
Well,
nothing.
we're not even getting to the border patrol issue, because them from the top, the previous guy and the current person that was in that Facebook group making fun of people and everything else, and that's a violation of EEO stuff and everything else. So that whole system is jacked up from the leadership on down.
Agreed.
So
I'm gonna bring in.
Probably Cummings was right.
I'm gonna bring in one other person. She is the host of Millennials Anonymous podcast and the host of Brunching with E. Digger and Lise, Miss Lise Winnie. How you doing,
Hey,
Lise?
how are you?
I'm good. So I don't know how far in the conversation you saw the tweets from Orange Cheeto. Here with me is my best friend Nikki, also good friend Jason. Jason and Nikki was kind of like going back and forth. I'm kind of like the moderator in the group. I just loved the transaction of what was going on, and I thought it was necessary for me to come upstairs and just push the button and go live, and invited some more people to come on. Lise, what is your viewpoint on all of this?
I think similar to what you said, no sitting president, I don't care how horrible you think the city is, should ever talk badly or ill about any city, because they are governing not just the United States of Washington, D.C. or the United States of New York. You govern the entire United States of America, period, point blank. So when it comes to making sure that you're not talking ill about any city, you need to make sure that you understand the gravity of it. Do I think that there are issues with Baltimore City? Yes. However, I think that blame that on Elijah Cummings. Elijah Cummings, if you don't understand politics and how politics work, you cannot talk on it. Elijah Cummings is a senator. He is not the mayor. He is not the city council. He can only implement policy that is overall in Baltimore City. He is a sitting senator. So if he's talking about border control, that makes sense. He is a United States senator. If you do not like Elijah Cummings, you should not vote for him. He every year unanimously wins every single year. I tell people this day in and day out. If you do not like what's going on in your city, you need to do something about it. A lot of times in Baltimore, what people do is they complain, but the community doesn't want to step up. You don't want the police involved. You don't want the policies to change. You cannot get change without stepping up. And a lot of people are afraid to say something, but you have to say something in order to make it the change. That's just my opinion.
True. I just think that again, and I could be wrong. I think Elijah Cummings was guilty by association, just because he was standing representing Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi. I just think that one person. Now, if you want to be technical, the White House and DC. I just saw a video. If you want to do the tit for tat, then in DC, young men or women or a little bit of both, teens, just beat up two people coming out of a hotel, just flat out. Now, this is going on down the street from the White House. You see what I'm saying? And none of this was talked about, other than the fact that Baltimore has all these killings and and rodents and infestations of pests, but this is happening down the street from the White House. I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Nothing came up in that conversation to say stop. Let me look at where I'm at. I don't give a damn where you come from. I don't give a damn where Trump Tower is. Right now, you're in DC, and this is what's happening in DC. But yet, couple miles down up the street, or a couple of miles, coming to Baltimore, you just want to pinpoint Baltimore. I don't understand that. But what I was saying in my post is, never in my 46 years of living has a sitting president ever said anything about a city that is inside the United States. I'm sorry.
No, and you're right. It has never happened.
You're right.
And it
Only
never
this
will happen. But he's also set a lot of precedents. We've never seen a president that would not give up his tax returns. We've never seen a president who is now suing so that he cannot give up those tax returns. We've never seen a sitting president that continuously, especially in modern day times, advocates for white supremacists. We've not seen that, but yet it continues to happen.
Yeah.
So
and
I think that go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying what Monty was just saying. This is pure and simple retaliation because they may soon be seeking impeachment. And I said that. I said, just let's take the let's take the person out of the bunch. Let's single in one person, and that person right there is Elijah Cummings, and I'm coming after you just for you standing with the Nancy Pelosi. And I'm just going to point my finger at you right now. But I kind of feel
and that's what happened.
I kind of feel that okay. I kind of feel that some of the stuff that he said in the tweet was right. And a lot of people feel as though that just because he said Baltimore, it kind of touched home. I agree. Now the Monty just said something. He said, I don't feel like, when I come home, I'm gonna be killed. I'm not saying that, but you read about it every day. You see it every day. Every time you turn it, just like this weekend, you turn on Monday's news, 4 people got shot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but that's the case with Donald Trump. Now, why not say, here's what I want to do for Baltimore. Here's my plan for Baltimore. That's not what he said. It is a diversion tactic, which he's very good at. And I'm not going to get in on the impeachment. If you really don't know how impeachment works, it doesn't get you out of office.
It doesn't get you out of office.
It doesn't get you out of office. Basically, what it would do, though, it would streamline a lot of the process that are going on. So right now we have them investigating in different committees. One thing impeachment will do is make it one solid committee, like one people, and then everybody would actually get to hear what's going on, all the things that are sealed. The public would get to see it. So in that sense, I think it makes sense for impeachment, but it's not going to get him out. He is going to do his term. But like you said, as far as with Baltimore, like the issue is not coming out saying whether it's true or not that Baltimore has some problems. I know you said don't say that, but every city has problems. New York was one of the most dangerous cities around until someone came in and started to implement where things changed. And over time, New York got better. And then, of course, it's gentrified. I don't know if you've been there recently, but
yes,
started to gentrify New York City. Louisiana was also one of those cities that was really bad, was in the top 10 always with dangerous cities. Same thing. They started to implement more things. Again, you see more gentrification coming in. So there's different reasons for why things have changed. But with Baltimore, with Donald Trump, you cannot just say that and not have something behind it. He shouldn't have said it at all. But the thing is that Baltimore has its problems. Yes, but how do you fix it? So if you're going to say something, come out with a plan of how you fix it. Not just that it's a disgusting place. You have disgusting places everywhere. It's stuff in the Midwest that no one talks about. There's a ton of opioid crisis. There's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of people on welfare. There's places in there that have just nothing but dirt and trailers. It's even harder for them in certain areas to even get what we have is like the internet. Like high-speed internet, same deal. So I cannot say that you can only talk bad about Baltimore.
I don't know what happened to Nikki. I think she fell.
All right,
Oh no, I hope not.
No, I didn't fall. It was a bug in my kitchen. I had to get it.
She just dropped the phone and ran. Just left.
Yeah,
At least
I had to go. I had to. Yeah, it was
so
bad.
you ain't tagged one of us and tell us to run neither.
No, man. Cause look, you already know this is Baltimore. Every man for himself. This is Baltimore. Nah, every man for himself. Run. When you see one person running, everybody starts to start running.
There you go. There you go.
I'll tell you when we get to where we're going, what we were running from. That's what we. That's how we did.
Hey, I just want to say thank you all for joining. Shout out to Jason. He had to leave because he had another engagement. But I want to say I appreciate you guys for coming on and talking about this matter. I just found it, interesting that, people was going back and forth. I said, hey, why not, turn the cameras on, turn the lights on, and let's talk about this. So I appreciate you both for coming on.
Anytime.
And while I got you here, Lise, you want to talk about the upcoming show?
Oh yeah, so we'll be brunching with E Digger and Lise. It's going to be a lot of fun because we're actually having Miss Ashley Wynn Grimes back on the show. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different topics. It's going to be conversational. So we're going to talk about the whole Monique situation. If you have not seen that, Monique recently did an interview, condemning Oprah and Steve Harvey. So we're going to talk about that and opinions on that. We're going to talk about relationships. So that should be interesting to see the differences with, whether you think the relationship needs space or not, or is it a healthy thing? So it's going to be a good time. So you tune in. It's going to be on August the 2nd at 11 a.m. We want your questions and we want your feedback. And we're going to have a blast. So we're going to just joke and laugh. And I promise y'all, I'm not going to be talking a lot.
I'm almost certain they can hear you talk. They don't want to hear me talk.
Oh, no. And then we're going to smell lemons. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the three of us. We did a show like 2 weeks ago or something like that. We're going to smell lemons. Ashley going to help us smell lemons.
People still asking me about that. What is you talking about? What is lemons?
Go back and you'll see what it is. You will see what it is. And we got some good stuff coming for you. You might even decide you might want some merchandise. We got some stuff for you. It's coming. We got you. Yeah,
it's definitely going to be funny, and make sure y'all tuned in. Brunching with E Digger and Lise. The premiere is August 2nd, Friday at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be lit. It's going to be funny, very informative. What can I say? You can only tune in to watch to see what we're talking about. Hey, Lise, thank you so much for coming in. And
thank you for having me. Bye.
Anytime. So, like I said, people just had to get up on here to talk about this situation with the our whatever you want to call them. And I found it crazy that a lot of people were interacting on Facebook about this situation. I'm gonna hang around to see if anybody else would like to talk about this topic. I know that a lot of people said they was going to get on, but I just want to hear your opinions about it. Me personally, I just think it was a jab. It was a jab at Elijah Cummings. Yes, Elijah Cummings is a congressman, I believe, and he could only do for so much. But to take a jab at him, as opposed to other cities and states, are I don't know. So Marty, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Asshole in chief. Yes, that's what I call him too. This is crazy. Where are all these? sound effects. Just teaser. Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I had the sound effects right now, Dave. I'm straight off of uh StreamYard right now. I'm not using Be Live today. I'm just using StreamYard for right now. Wow. What can I say, people? These are trying times, and our president is, or well, y'all president, he ain't mine. Oh, they finally talking about it on CNN right now. Wow. That's interesting. Um yeah, these are trying times, and our y'all president ain't making it no better for the people here in Baltimore or wherever. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, in all the 46 years I've been living on this earth, I've never learned of a president who sit there and talks about, people. Where they do that at? You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna hang around a little bit, see if anybody want to jump in. Anybody who would like to jump in, you can just send me a request, and we can bring you in to talk about this topic, because it's crazy. It is crazy how this man can say and do whatever the hell and then point fingers, and get away with it for that matter. It's crazy. It is crazy. So we have Christina Flowers. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, or thanks for liking it. Christina, if you still watching, jump on in. I got the link if you would like to jump in and, put your perspective on this. Would love to hear what you got to say. Yeah, yeah. So, Christina, if you still watching, let's jump in. I got the link for you to jump in. Christina, I'm about to send you the link if you would like to jump on and talk about this situation. And I appreciate everybody for jumping in and watching this. Like Monty just said, it's just they're just now talking about this. I wish Monty would come on. They just now talking about this on CNN right now. The situation with Orange Cheeto. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. But with hold up. Let me see if I can pull this up on CNN. See if I can pull this up. Give me 1 second, because they're talking about this, like I said, on CNN. Of course, it won't work. All right, it's doing something. I don't know. All right. Oh no! Wait a minute. Well, right now, I think they're talking about the Russian interaction. Yeah, I think they're talking about I think they talking about the Russian and interaction in the election right now. Um what can I say, people? Is crazy. It is getting crazy. Christina, I'm gonna hang around a little bit and see if you would like to come in. Like I said, people, Trump comes after Elijah Cummings and Baltimore and his tweets. This, I don't know if it happened this morning. I was told about it and posted on my page, and a lot of people. Oh, okay, yeah, they moved on. Sorry about that, people. I tried to catch it for you, but if you're watching CNN, maybe they will, play it back. So just to give you a refresher, I put it on my page. My best friend Nikki, Jason, they kind of like was going back and forth, and so I decided to get up on here to talk about it. We got a couple of people to come in. Of course, my best friend Jason, Lise Winnie, host of Millennials Anonymous. We got to be smart. We got to be smart, Baltimore. We need help. Yeah. I mean, Christina, I hear what you're saying. Yes, Baltimore needs help, but also Baltimore. So answer this question, Christina. Not to put you on the spot or anything. Yes, we need help, but do you think that Orange Cheeto is going to give us that help? You see what I'm saying? That's the question. Yes, we need help. We're not saying that we don't. We desperately need help right about now. Okay, I say Trump bring us the money so we can help our grassroots and nonprofits. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just being real with you. I don't think that's going to happen, especially if he called out Elijah Cummings based on sheer retaliation. Who's to say that he's going to give us money to help? That's just my thought. So we just saw 2 tweets talking about Elijah Cummings in our worst city in the United States. Who's to say that he's going to turn around and say, okay, well, I'm going to help? And I think that's what Lise Winnie said when she was on. She said, how about stop talking about what's going on and help us out? If it's that corrupt, I mean, not corrupt, if it's that worse, if it's that rat infested, if it's that crime infested, why not give us some help? You see what I'm saying? You pointing the finger, but you're not helping. What's the cliche? If you're not a part of the solution, you are the problem. Remember that cliche? So I think that's what's going on right now. And I really don't think, honestly, I could be wrong. I really don't think that after he called out Elijah Cummings and Baltimore, that he's going to give us any type of financial help. We got work to do. We got work to do on our local leaders. They got to go. Okay. I believe you. So I'm going to hang around a little bit to see who would like to come on in to talk about the situation. And I'm about to get up off of here, but I just wanted to talk about this for a little bit and get your guys' input and get you guys' insight on it. Hey, this is E Digger live in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. That's it. That's all. Holla at you when I smile at you. Peace.